Hey guys, it's your boy Nate-tacular, and I have a different video coming to you guys today. So I've been meaning to kind of do this video for a while now. I'm not sure how to go about it, and it's definitely new to me. But I've been wanting to talk about this game that I played a while back called Midnight Fight Express. It came out this year, and I have got to say it is hands down one of the best indie games I've played ever, without a doubt. There's just so much I could say this game, but I want to keep it somewhat of a short and sweet video so I can get back to planning out different videos for you guys. But this is just a game I just could not stop thinking about every single day. I knew I had to make a video about it and hopefully get someone's attention on it. So as you can see on the screen here, I have a pretty decent montage of videos I've recorded of Midnight Fight Express, and you can just I feel like the video speaks for itself of just how awesome and badass this game looks. So there's a few things I'm going to go over in this video, and it's the mechanics, how the gameplay feels, and the music. Now I think definitely, certainly, one of the highlights of this game is it's just chef's kiss of a soundtrack. It's got more of like a electronic feel to it, and it sounds really badass, and I have it as my background music, and I can also play it here so you guys have a louder version of what the music sounds like. That doesn't even begin to show just how great the music to this game is. Sitting here now, I can't even justify just how badass this music is and how much it just gets my blood flowing each time just some amazing track comes on while I'm kicking some criminal's ass in this game. Not enough credit can go out to the artist, Noise Cream, who did the entire soundtrack for Midnight Fight Express, and it's just each song they make, it seems to almost get one-upped. Like, there's parts where the song is more laid down and not as intense, and then when it's more action-packed, I feel like a lot of the songs pick up and get more intense and just all over the place, and it's just amazing how well they pulled it off, because it just feels like each song was basically made for a different level, which it pretty much was. Each song has a unique level to it, and it's just chef's kiss, truly. One of the things that makes Midnight Fight Express the game that it is its combat system. It's one of the basic highlights of the game, and the combat is something that is just so intriguing to me. It's breathtaking when you see how the game works with combat. One of the things you'll find a lot of reviewers and a lot of gamers talking about is how the fights have all been motion captured by an actual martial artist. Eric Jacobus is the mastermind and all-father of the stunt coordination in Midnight Fight Express. And if I remember hearing it correctly, they did over hundreds and hundreds of different variations and different kind of moves that you can perform in the game. And to me, that's just something that you won't find in a lot of games, with just how much love goes into that. And a huge thing that as well plays into this is the environments in the game. So a lot of the times you're going to find you're on a subway train or subway station, a public bathroom, all kinds of different places that are just so unique that you're just going to find stuff in that environment to your advantage. When you're in the public bathroom, go ahead and smash a fucking dude's head into a sink. Do it. Be my guest, because you are literally able to do that. There are countless weapons, guns that you can just use in the environments or enemies have that you can use. So let's say, for example, wrenches, lead pipes, guns, like pistols, assault rifles. Pretty sure you can use fucking explosives. There's an explosive barrel if you want to use it. I mean, go ahead. Wrenches, plumbers, like plungers. Go ahead, be a plumber. Plunge a dude's fucking face into death. You can pretty much do countless different things with different weapons that you find. When your pistol runs out of ammo, go ahead, chuck the fucking pistol at the dude's head, because he's gonna fucking croak from it, probably. Trash bags, for example, office chairs. If you see it on the ground, go ahead and throw it at the enemies, because it does damage to them. And even then, this still isn't the end of the combat system. There's perks that you can get. For example, you get a 3D printed weapon or something like that. I can't remember it fully, but it's around what I'm saying, a revolver that 3D prints different types of bullets. So as you can see on the screen, there's a magnum bullet, and then you can upgrade it to electric bullets. There was like a wire and stuff, like a grappling hook basically. You can use all kinds of different things for it, and it's just amazing to see. Because there's no limit to what you can use as a weapon. Like, the game goes easy with you on weapons, but also isn't there to cuddle you and let you know that it's going to be easy or something. Because that's the opposite. It's not an easy game. It is very, very difficult. So learning how to master all of your skills, all of your weapons, everything that you can use to your advantage, use it and be ready for it. Know when to use different things at different times. Like, I'm not going to spoil what the final boss is, but you're going to have to do a lot of figuring out with your weapons what you should be using, when you might need to roll to avoid an attack. It's a pretty crazy boss attack, and it basically takes everything that you've learned in the game, throws it at you all at once, because you have got to be ready for anything. It's pretty intense, and it was a very hard fight at the end. Still not saying what it was, but I was at it for probably about an hour and a half. Now, I don't know if the devs will have me executed for saying this next thing, because I don't know if they would smile upon it or frown upon it. But if I could compare the story to anything, it would be John Wick-esque of a story. And that's not a bad thing at all. To me, that's great, because I love the John Wick movies. I love action movies. Like, John Wick is one of my favorite action movies, and this whole game and its story, it gives off a John Wick vibe. And I feel like that's something they were going for. Now, don't quote me on that if they weren't. Bumble Games, please don't kill me. But it is a story about a man named Babyface who, all in one night, pretty much goes on this chaotic journey to kill everyone in the criminal underworld. And in that comparison, the best thing I could compare it to was the whole story of John Wick in the first movie, where he had to kill all of Vigo's enemies in one night. Except he's not doing it for another mobster. He's doing it because a fucking drone told him to. And then it becomes apparent that these people were a part of Babyface's past. So, obviously, he's going after every single criminal boss that he's going to get his hands on. And it's a crazy story where, like, you come across all these bosses and they'll be like, Babyface?
Well, it's been a minute. I thought you were dead. I thought you were gone.
Yeah, it's like, it's exactly like something I would have seen in John Wick. But there's nothing wrong with that, in my opinion. It is a great game. A lot of the jokes were serviceable. They have a lot of references to cult classic films, games, and just all kinds of crazy different stuff. You have to really, like, know video games to realize some of the jokes that they're cracking at. But a lot of them don't fall short. If you know your movies and stuff like that, you'll notice them. You'll see them as soon as they happen. And then there's just a lot of funny jokes, like there's a scene where you walk in this room of criminals and they're like, hey, he doesn't have our pizza, let's take out our misplaced anger on him. And it's funny, and it's a great, it's a decent story. I can't say great, because yes, as much as it is John Wick-esque, I love the story, but I feel like there was a lot of moments where I could predict what was going to happen, and I feel like that's what it was. It had a lot of moments where you could predict what was going to happen, and for me personally, that just happens to me a lot, and kind of sucks when they don't bring something new. But they did bring a lot of new things in the story, like still decent ideas, like your drone companion having a bunch of twists and turns to it, and that was stuff that definitely caught me by surprise. That's probably as much as I'm going to talk about the story for now, though. I don't want to spoil the story. I'd rather people play it on their own accord, not knowing what happens next, and maybe being able to predict some things like I could. You know, the master of all seeing from playing too many video games. But it is not at all a bad story. It is still great. It has its ups and downs with a lot of predictability and just feeling like some things weren't new, while also at the same time bringing in new stuff as well. But it wasn't completely new and fresh. But that's okay. It is still great, and it is definitely something you don't want to sleep on for a game. So everything I've said today is my own opinion, but I want you guys to make an opinion for yourselves as well and see how you feel about the game. The game is on PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and I believe there's also a Switch port, and each version of the game is about $20 each. I implore you guys to try this game out for yourselves, see how you feel about the game, because in my opinion it has a decent story, amazing music, amazing combat, and I'm sure I could find better words to put it on the screen, but the game is perfect. I implore you guys to try it. This is Nate Tacular, signing off. Have a good one.